Hey, greetings, everybody. Welcome to another day, another interview. Always excited when I'm able to bring to you authors and people that are doing great things to inspire you and to help you grow in knowledge and information. As you know, we love to help authors. That's what we do at Opulent Books. We help authors to get their books out. So if you're out there, you've got a vision, a dream to be an author, you've got a story, a testimony, or some information, expertise that you would like to share, we stand ready to help you get that book out. Go to our website, opulentbooks.net, and you can schedule a free author consultation, and we can talk about your vision and help you bring it to reality. So today I'm excited. I have one of our opulent authors who is actually on this channel for the second time, Petra Aralanov. Good to see you again, Petra.
Thank you, Joe. Nice to be back.
Good, awesome. And a big congratulations on, your second book. It's amazing. Your second book, which is Finding Yahweh, which is your way back to yourself, by Petra. Amazing book. And tell me, Petra, why did you feel led to write this?
This book is very close to my heart, mainly because it's describing my journey with God from the beginning, the very beginning to up to now, even. I'm still going through that transformation, really. It was one of these things where when I was going through it, I didn't know what was happening. It's a transformation. Yes, you're being obedient, you're following what God is telling you, but I didn't know that He wanted me to capture that process and put it in a book. I was trying to find what is that closure to that process. I started writing this book in a totally different way. When I thought it was just going to be a book about praying and how you can become a better Christian. That's totally how I started off the book. But then as I was going through my journey, I was getting signs from God that this book is not about that at all. So it was when I came to about maybe 3/4 through my journey that He actually told me, said, this book is about you finding yourself. So I'm going to release you so that you can go back to yourself, and that version of you is the more stronger version, is the more confident version, is the more authentic version, is the more like the sky is your limit version. So I'll give you an example. Before, I wasn't somebody who was like a good, uh, I was a bit scared in social situations. I was scared to speak in front of people. I felt always like I should stay small. But this whole journey has sent me to, has basically birth a different version of me where I'm not afraid to speak now. And this is where God wants me to go. He wants me to, be the version of me that was hiding all this time. So that process He told me to write in the book is about me moving from that old person who was scared about pretty much, doing, I was limited by the job that I could get get, because I feel like, I could have been, something bigger, even in my IT kind of past. I could have been like a business analyst, but I always turned down offers for that because I was always scared to speak my truth, to speak out loud. Um, but God said, no, the very same thing that you thought you couldn't do, this is what you can do. That's what He told me. So that whole journey where, I couldn't really be myself to that journey to you're meant to be here and you can do that is basically what He told me to put in that book. So everybody's
That's good.
journey is different. Yeah, everybody's journey is different. Whatever you're fearing. And what I've noticed, Joe, is when you fear something, it's the very same thing that you should be doing.
That's
But
true.
you need to work, you need to walk with God so that He redeems you from that fear.
Hmm.
So that way you can do that thing.
Hmm.
The thing that you were
Because
always
that
scared
fear
of,
is
that's
blocking
what
you, is
that
blocking you
fear.
from doing something and breaking a barrier. But once you break the fear, you
Yeah.
break the barrier, and then you're free to
Then you're
move
free. You're
forward.
free.
Hmm.
And this book is about freedom. It is about that, 100%. It's about it's well, I would say, first of all, it's a wake up. There's different dimensions to this book. The first one I would say is it's a wake up call for a lot of people as well, because a lot of people, they don't understand that life is spiritual. you know we're so busy in the noise of the world, busy with social media, busy with being our fake selves, because we're hiding our true identity, because we're following the norm, what we think is the norm, right? We're following people on social media. A trend is going on TikTok, we need to do the same. No, be you. You actually said it yourself, Joe. You be you. You know what I mean? And so this is a wake up call that you can be you, and you can do your purpose work, which is the best thing. Because when you do your purpose work, your soul is happy, you're happy, you find true happiness. So,
That's
you
good.
don't want to, close your eyes one day and think, oh, well, not think, because when we close our eyes, we actually, there is a version, there is a bit section in the book where we said once we take our last breath, it's the time when you actually get to the realization of you never became the person you were meant to become on this earth. If you were meant to be doing certain specific thing to help people spread your love, you don't know that you've been doing another job which you're not happy about. You've been doing a 9 to 5, you've been working the same cycles every day in and day out, and you always feel like you're just working to make ends meet.
Right.
And that's how you know you're not doing your purpose work. Why? Because you're always tired of that thing that you're doing. That is not your true self.
No.
It's not your true self. You get home after a long day, 8 p.m., whatever time somebody gets home from work. You take off if you're a man, take off whatever, your blazer, your women take off your high heels. You're like, that
Yeah.
sigh that you take, you go on the sofa and you have a bit of a reflection. This is your true self. Why? Because all day long you've been pretending to be somebody else, right? You've been working maybe in a company where, people have been talking over you, or people have been telling you something, and you've been taking these things on board because you feel like, if they're not happy, people pleasing, that's another thing. If they're not happy, I'm not happy. So I need to make them happy. But what about me? I need to
Mm.
be happy as well. So that the first dimension of this book is basically realizing, coming to the awareness that a lot of people are not living their best life at the minute. No, they're not.
No.
No, they're not. They're not. Your best life is you being you, and
Mhm.
you being happy. You get up in the morning, you do that thing that you're happy to do. Nobody's telling you do X, Y, and Z and you need to do it. No. So no external validation from anyone. You do what you feel makes you happy. And that's how you know you're doing your purpose work. So that's the first thing, the wake up call. I mean, the other thing is just getting to know that having, God in your life is protection, right? It's
Yeah.
somebody once said, when you follow God, basically he lights up your life. The first thing
Mhm.
is he gives you wisdom. He lights up your head, your mind, wisdom. And then he lights your path. So he gives you direction. So by being obedient, and that's another thing that I mentioned in there, because of through my spiritual journey with God, he's been telling me to do things, in a certain way, releasing, like, for those of you who've seen my previous book, it's a children's book. He's told me to release that book first, to get in the habit of, to know what it's like to publish a book, to get the process going. He was preparing me for me to release this book next, so that, I've been through the process, I know what it's like. Now let's get the actual book, which is, like I said, is really really close to my heart. So it's not just finding yourself, but also finding God, which allows you to follow a certain direction for your own
Mm,
protection and good in the end, for your own
that's so
protection
good.
and good. So that's why this book is titled Finding Yahweh, because you find God, but
Yes,
also you find yourself because it's He's sending you back to yourself,
that's right. That's
right?
so
So
good.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
there's like you said, there's many layers to this book, and
yeah.
like you mentioned, this is Petra's second book that we've done. The first book was a kid's book called Grace. It's all available on Amazon. So
Mhm.
there's something for everybody. If you're an adult, this book I think will speak to more adult people, even though young people can understand it because she's done it very in a very simple way.
Yeah.
But then, of course, we have the kids' book, Grace, which has got pictures and colors. So, great gifts for this season. You know, people are buying gifts and things like that. You know, get a gift
Yeah.
for somebody. And I know that will be a real blessing. So, Finding Yahweh is available on Amazon, guys. Go onto Amazon, grab a copy, and I know that it will be a blessing to you. Now, one of the things that I wanted to touch on, Petra,
Mhm.
on that you mentioned in your book, you touched a little bit on an anxious mind or a busy mind.
Yeah.
There's a couple of and and the book is beautiful because it's not like mega big or anything. It is very a quick read. You could sit down, read it, and get to the end and read it again so you can really get everything that is in there. Now, do you want to just speak, give me a little more information around that, or maybe one or two things? I know you
Mhm.
talked about negative thoughts and things of that
Yeah.
nature. What one thing can you maybe share with our viewers right now around that?
Yeah. So, I've been through, spells of like anxiety in the past, and I know that, like I was saying before, a lot of the time when you're meant to be doing something, you get that fear that comes up first,
Hmm.
right? So like even this book, people who are not spiritual, they might be getting a bit of fear looking at it because people are scared of spirituality, if once they're not, if they're not into it, like yet, if they're starting to kind of understand it. But the fear itself, it can be in any form of, whatever that's going on in your life. It's an illusion. It just stops you from doing what you can do and stops you from being free. So based on my experience on, getting anxiety in the past and how I overcame it, all the self-development work that I've put in, to invest in myself, I just felt the need to put a section in the book, which is, like I said, very clear for people to understand that fear is an illusion. So things like when somebody's going through a really dark, time in their life, all they see is this narrow vision, and they make decisions whilst they're in that narrow. Imagine you only see this and you're trying to make a decision. Nothing is going to work. Nothing's going to work. So once you remove that, then oh yeah, oh wow, I can breathe. I can see everything that I can do now. So the fear itself, what I did suggest is when you feel like you're really down, you need to think of, this is not your story. It's only a chapter that you're going through. Now think of your story as your whole life. It ends when we close our eyes. You know what I mean? It's not what you're going through now. It's not the end of the story. It's not the full story. It's just a chapter. And
Hmm.
once you think about that, it means that, yes, it's a chapter, which means, okay, I'm going to overcome it.
Hmm.
Anything, what happens is when we're in the present, sometimes we think about the past as well. We relive the past in our minds, and that keeps us in an anxious loop. But if you think about the story and chapter kind of analogy, you think that was a past chapter. That's gone. Okay, maybe I've suffered in the past, but guess what? I'm here now and I'm still standing. So release the past. It's a chapter that's gone in the past. And focus on your present times. You can think about your future, but think about it in a positive manner. You don't want to overthink it and then you go in the loop again. So It's more about letting go of your past, being thankful in your present, and also trusting God with your future. So once you understand that kind of analogy of, what you're going through is not the end, it's just a chapter which you can actually work on and improve on, it's going to make a massive difference. The other thing is as well, when you're actually going through these kind of mental blockages or, emotions, it's always good to think about you're basically, because our minds, we get lots of thoughts. It's coming in, lots of thoughts. But the key is to be just aware of it as a thought and watch it like a spectator, like somebody's watching football, um, a game. You don't actually have
You are
those
not
kind
your
of
thoughts.
exactly. Your emotions does not define you. You might get a thought, but it doesn't mean it's you. It doesn't mean it's you. So once you acknowledge that, a lot of the time we try to suppress our emotions, and that's what's making us anxious. Once you let it out and you think, okay, well, come along, I'm just viewing you like that, and wow, it just goes. You're letting it flow, so you're not passing judgment against it. So you get a trigger, but you're not thinking, oh, why do I feel that way? Instead, you're curious. Oh, what's just happened now? Oh, it must be that. Oh, okay. How can I change this next time so that when this happens again, I can change it? The moment you're aware of a thought is not being yours, or you're viewing it as a spectator, you've basically lessened the power. The power is gone. The power to manipulate you, to make you go into a state of fear, panic, is gone. You're not allowing it to control you anymore now. So it's more about the awareness and letting it flow, and the inconsistency of that kind of awareness and kind of mindfulness as well. When you're focusing on something, focusing on it 100%. So if you're doing something like now we're doing this interview, we focus on it 100%, you get more out of it, you're more at peace, and your emotions, this kind of voice that we get sometimes, it just disappears with time.
Hmm,
So yeah, so it's
that's good.
all part. Yeah, it's a little section. I can't remember which chapter it is. I think it's the last one. And but it's a small section, but it's a powerful section as well, because we all know that in life there's always going to be something that gets us triggered, but how to react to it is the key.
Right.
Is the key. And like you said as well, Joe, the book is very small. It can fit in the handbag. It can fit in the smallest space that you can go around, walk with it whenever you need to read it. You take it out very quickly. You'll be remembering things, and kind of keeping you in that path to finding, your inner self, your inner peace, your true happiness. Because once you find yourself, that's it. You've done it. Once you find yourself, your authentic self, you're finding your true happiness automatically. And that's what people want. Because, a lot of the time, people who are not aware of that, they keep chasing happiness like a destination. They try and they try and achieve things and say, okay, if I achieve that, then I'll be happy. No. Yes, temporary happiness. Oh, I want this car, then I'll be happy. I get the car, 5 minutes, I'm still back to square one again. So if you're happy, the key to true happiness is you're happy with what you have. The little that you have, you're happy with that. So that when the big thing comes, you're not bored of it anymore. You're already happy. So it's just extra. It's just extra. It's the cherry on top of the cake, as they say. So it's all in one. This book, it's like I said, it's a small book, but it's got different
It's
dimensions.
loaded. Yeah, it's got
It's loaded.
a lot of things. I know you talk in there about a bit about salvation,
Yeah.
the gift of salvation, of course, your testimony, which you mentioned briefly.
Yeah.
And I think also this is a great book for any person that if you have a friend or family member or somebody that you'd like to be able to know more about God or to lead to the Lord, it's a great book for that because it's got
Yeah.
all of that in there. And
Mm.
we are so proud of you, of course, Petra, for getting this book out and just pouring into into people, which I believe is going to be a big part of your life going forward. So, can you tell us a little bit about you and what can we look forward to in the
Mm.
next few months and years ahead?
Yeah, so this book is like a part one to my purpose work. It's kind of laying the foundation to help people get to it. So the second thing is the second part of the purpose work really is finding a way to share it now, to really bring forward that message so that people, yes, some people will get the book, some people will hear me talking about it, and then hopefully they'll get the book as well. So, because it's always good to have the book with you. Sometimes you just feel like it's nice to just take it out, the real thing. You can just, refer to it whenever you want. But yeah, so the other side of my purpose work is also coaching because I'm a fulfillment coach. So you see, you can put the puzzle together now. So this book is about finding yourself, finding true happiness, finding inner peace, which is why, I'm also looking at the direction where I become like a fulfillment coach, fulfillment reset coach, because a lot of people have lost some people are so deep into, all of these things of the world that they find themselves lost, Some people are really struggling. Some people have depression. They have, they just feel like, everything in the world is just upside down when all they need is a different perspective on things. All they need is that 1 second mind shift about what life is about.
Mm-hmm.
So, because a lot of people, they don't know about this whole kind of what we're talking about in this book,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why they're lost.
Right.
That's why they're lost, because the world is designed to make us feel lost, if you think
Yeah.
about it. If you get too deep into things, social media, if you get too deep into, allowing people to, allowing people's validation to affect you,
Yes.
so, it's because these are all external things. You should not let somebody's feeling affect your feeling. That's giving them control to affect
Yeah.
you.
You're giving control over your life, pretty much.
Yeah, your life. And a lot of people are stuck in that people pleasing,
Hmm.
habits where you feel what we should be doing instead of pleasing somebody and us sacrificing ourselves in the process, we all need to please our own self and then we can love each other better that way.
Hmm.
It's more for win, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the time when you're pleasing somebody, you want this person to be happy, but you're not. But what if that person is not happy? Then you both end up being unhappy.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we both
Yeah.
lose.
Absolutely.
So change that around. If you think about
Yes.
it, we all find our own inner peace, our own inner happiness, and then we work together in the most wonderful way because we're more kinder, we're more compassionate. We don't feel like we need to, argue with somebody or, if somebody, once you're in that state of your inner self and you're authentic, you're not going to project your kind of thinking, if it's the wrong thinking, onto other people anymore because you already feel authentic, you already feel happy. It's an energy, it's a vibe. If
Yeah.
you're happy, you ever seen somebody who's just like, walking past and is smiling, and you just wow, that person has got something about that person. Is so like, I just feel I need to smile back, like, you know what I mean? And that's what it does. Happiness is a high vibe. It's a high vibration energy. If one person is happy, can you imagine? Working in a community where everybody's happy and getting each other, helping each other out however they can. Businesses would prosper. If leaders, business leaders, are happy themselves and
They do well. Yeah.
they do well, it's not just
Mm-hmm.
about the direction of the business. The business will do well automatically, but if you take care of your employees
Mm-hmm.
the same way, for instance, a business leader is vulnerable about something that went wrong in their life, and they come and explain that and tell the story to the employees. Okay, back then I had this and that, but I've learned my lesson. So what you're doing, you're being vulnerable in front of your employees, and they're recognizing that you're somebody who appreciate the past and you've learned the best from it, that's the best leader to follow after that, because you're going to allow your people to do the same as well, your employees to do the same, to acknowledge that, okay, our past might not all be rosy, but if you actually acknowledge what goodness that came out of, that pain or whatever, then you take the good things forward with you.
Yes.
So, it's that mindset shift that people need to realize, and how we can actually pass that on to other people. So if you think about, all of these kind of people at the higher level, if they change, then everybody as well, working under them will change as well. It's just something that it's contagious.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I was saying. The book is it's a bit
Yeah.
multidimensional.
It's
Yeah.
got a lot. It's a loaded little book. It's loaded. So
Mhm.
again, let's just take this chance to say big congratulations to you, Petra. We are really happy for you and
Thank you.
just proud of you and what God is doing in your life with all these germs that you are releasing into the world to be a blessing to many people. So if you're watching right now, just type congratulations in the comments as we congratulate Petra on a second book. Of course, the book is available on Amazon, guys. Go on Amazon, grab your copy or copies. I know the books, there are two of them. They will make a big change in your life. For us, of course, it was a pleasure and honor to work with you. I don't know how you feel. How was your experience with Opulent Books and working with us?
Oh, very, very, very reliable. I've always said this with the first one as well. We got things rolling. This book, I think, was even quicker to get out as well, from start to end. So we got the ball rolling, and then before you knew it, we were done. I remember I was flying home to vote, something around that time. And I came back, and then shortly after, you said, okay, this is
It
the
was done.
manuscript.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only delay was on the other side, was that section where I said about it, learn how to handle a busy
Just
mind. I had
the
to.
proofing and the proof copy, yeah, thing.
Yeah, 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 because I had to make
Good.
sure, the course that I was doing was it was complying with their kind of regulations as well.
Hmm.
So, the way I was using it is nothing that's gonna raise any concern with the copyrights or anything like that. So they just sent me the green light. They said, all good, don't worry about it. But they took a bit of time on their side. That's
To
the
do
main.
to verify everything. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. If that wasn't the case, we would have gotten the book out quicker.
Yeah, earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Thank you very much. You've done this great. It's always a great pleasure working with you, Joel. Getting the
Awesome.
work done.
So
Very
this was
appreciative.
like two books in a month and a half.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's an amazing feat.
it's an
So
amazing
it looks
thing.
like you're going to be a multi book author. You're going to do loads and loads of books at this rate.
Yeah, yeah. I do feel like, wow, God is really blessing me in that way. Glory to
That's
Him.
good.
How He just, get the ideas in, and sit down. And sometimes you just sit in one sitting as well. You get
Hmm.
the idea, you just write it. It's just like, wow, it's truly amazing, the work that He does through us. And sometimes I know we don't get to see the fruit that comes out of it, as soon as you do the work.
Right. You have to do
That's
it with the long-term vision, right?
yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. So you need to do it. You can't be like, oh, but I've done it. Why haven't I haven't seen any? No, it's more like you said, with a long-term vision, and He's promised that this is going to work out for you. If He's
Amen.
put that on your
That's good.
mind, and He's, made sure that you get it out, by you
Hmm.
being obedient, things will happen in the
Hmm.
best possible way. It's just
Hmm.
a matter of being patient, being, hopeful, of, trusting Him that when the timing is right for you, and for, that book to be released, or to be, kind of not released, but accepted or taken on board by people, then the time will come automatically.
Amen.
So yeah, so thank you to the God, thank you to God, thank you to our King, our everything. I know it hasn't been an easy journey. We spoke about that, Joe and I. But
That is
it's
will be
all
worth it.
worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Yeah, yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah. I will also emphasize everybody as well who, God has put something on their mind. Believe it, trust it, do it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Even with an anxious mind, just do it. Just do it. Get it out there. You will find that you might start off in an anxious way, but by the time you're in it, that thought is gone.
It's done. Hmm.
It's done because he will find a way to make you relaxed and kind of focus and do it. So the first few seconds might be a bit difficult, but after that, you will get into the flow and you'll be more inspired as well to get it out there. Whatever project it is, a book, something you need to talk about, you getting into that, going into your purpose, be obedient and still do it no matter what.
Amen.
I would say is my advice for people who are a bit doubtful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Awesome. So thank you, Petra. Appreciate your time, your wisdom. Thank you for sharing. Also, we appreciate your book. So last call, guys. You can get Finding Yahweh, Back to Yourself. It's available on Amazon right now. Get onto Amazon, grab your copy. There's also another book, Grace, Finding Happiness Every Day. It's available on Amazon as well. Pick one, pick two, gift it to somebody else. I know that these books will definitely be a blessing to many people. And I'm sure that I'm going to be back here with Petra again because, as you see, she's loaded. She's got loads of things to share. And God willing, we'll be back again and we'll be sharing more. If you want to write your book, don't take time, don't delay. Just like Petra says, do it anxious, do it afraid. God will help you. Get in touch with us. Go to our website, opulentbooks.net. opulentbooks.net. You can literally book a session just for us to talk through your idea and see how we can help you and help you get your book out. All right, guys, we're checking out now and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you very much, Joe. Take care. God bless you.
Welcome. Bye-bye.
Bye.